You know, Claude, you use it, you're probably pretty good at it, but you're not making any money from it yet. And you're watching people like me talk about multi six figures and thinking, what do they know that I don't? I will tell you exactly what it is. It's not a secret tool, it's not a better prompt, it's not a bigger audience, it's the order. Nobody is teaching it in the right order. And I'm not going to do that to you. So here's exactly what I did, and I'm going to teach it to you today because it's what I needed when I was starting from zero. Nobody's talking about the actual path to making money with Claude. They're talking about the tools, the prompts, the hacks, not the sequence. Get the sequence wrong and you'll work yourself into the ground and make nothing. I know because I almost did. Now I'm a solo founder, no team, no business partner, no investor, multi six figures in under a year. I have 2 kids as well, 60,000 people following what I've done, and Claude is my entire back end. And if you don't know me, I'm Brooke, AI educator, and I own a women's AI community, the Right Mode membership. I will link that below. I've also trained over 60,000 people across my channels on how to use AI without the tech overwhelm. And so here's the exact path in the order, because the order is everything. And there's also one phase in this path that I almost skipped, the one that made everything else possible. Most people never do it because it feels completely backwards. So phase 1, we've got free workshops. And I know what you're thinking, Brooke, I'm not working for free. Hear me out. So when I started, I had no proof, I had no testimonials, I had no audience, no case studies. And so therefore, nobody wanting to pay me, even though I knew AI really well. What I had was this. I understood Claude better than most people in my world, and I could explain it without making people feel overwhelmed or stupid. So I ran free online workshops. I showed up, taught, gave heaps of value, and something happened that I didn't expect. People started sliding into my DMs and asking me to set this up for their actual business. That's the whole trick. And the purpose of this too is you're claiming authority and you're also building your email list. You can run these 6 weekly. That's what I did. And it can just be an intro to automations and AI. You're not working free forever. You are building trust at speed, and trust is the only thing that converts when there is so much AI overwhelm at the moment. So the free workshop is your proof of concept, your audition, your fastest path to a paying client. And if you're at zero right now with no audience, no product, and no idea where to start, run a free workshop this week. Put it out on your LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you are. Reach out to people that you know. You can put it in free Facebook groups too, and just pick one thing that you know how to do in Claude. You don't want to overwhelm people. You want them to leave with between 1 to 3 things to implement. That's it. So you can teach it on Zoom, Instagram Live, a Facebook group. It does not matter. Start there. So this is the path that I took. Free workshops, then consulting, then concurrently I was growing my audience through content, and then I launched my membership. And honestly, when I first started doing it, I was a little bit unsure. So stay with me. Okay, so phase 2 is where the real money started with consulting. So after these workshops, I would tell people that they could work with me further by going into consulting with me. And I had a few people who were keen on that. And I also ran a paid workshop, which is another path that you could take. But honestly, if you want to make money fast and good money, I would say do consulting. So I had a few people asking me like, hey, you seem to know heaps about AI and automations. Can you teach me how to implement it in my business? Or can you help me with my business's AI strategy? And they weren't asking for a free session. They were asking, can you come and look at my business and I will pay you for that? And here's what I want you to hear. You do not need to be the world's leading AI expert or consultant. You just need to be one step ahead of the person who is asking you it. And if you spend a lot of time in Claude or ChatGPT, which you're watching this, so I know you probably do, that is more than enough. Most business owners aren't even using Claude at all. A lot of business owners have never even opened it, or they're just starting in ChatGPT for the first time this week, or they're using it badly. They don't even know what they don't know. They're like copying random prompts from Reddit and wondering why their output is garbage. And that is your opportunity to go in, help them, and get paid well for it. And I packaged up my stack methodology, which is just strategy, tools, automations, and AI, checkpoints, and keep it iterating. And that's how I look at any business, and I figured out exactly where AI fits for them. And that's how I started doing these 90-minute consulting sessions, and they book out. At first, I started these like at $400, and now they're up to like thousands of dollars, because I have proof behind me. I have case studies, I have testimonials. And that consulting income at this stage with nothing else was so good. I was earning like over 10K months just from consulting. One person, no team. And here's what that also does. It helps you create content. And I didn't see that coming, but every single client problem can become a piece of content. So you can mine your meeting transcripts and pull out customer pain points, pull out common things that people don't know about Claude and ChatGPT. There's your content ideas right there. And that leads into phase 3, which is content. So I was running this alongside everything else at the time, because it is so important to build your audience alongside this. And I want to be really honest here, because I think that this is where most people give up. Content didn't blow up overnight. I started with 158 followers in January last year, and in January this year I had 2,000 Instagram followers. I made videos that got 200 views and felt like a failure, but I kept going anyway, and that is why today I'm running a multi-six-figure business. Because here's what I understood that most people don't. Content is how you build trust at scale, social proof at scale, without hiring a team to do it for you. And as long as you be consistent and you do not quit, it will start to pay off. And every workshop I ran also was turned into email marketing, short form clips, lead magnets. Every consulting insight turned into a reel. And every time that I figured out something new in Claude or ChatGPT, guess what? I shared that publicly. 60,000 followers across my channels now. I didn't start there. I literally started from zero, just posting consistently, getting specific, trusting that eventually if I didn't quit, people would find it. And then when I had my viral moment, I had all of this work to back me up, because people came onto my page and were like, she hasn't just started making content 3 weeks ago. I had a year's worth of content to help build that trust at scale too. Also, specificity here matters. I wasn't just talking about AI in general. I was speaking to my audience, women in business, without the jargon. And also, just because I was so specific in that niche, I had all types of businesses and personal brands sliding into my DMs asking me to work for them. So find your corner, own it, show up consistently, and the audience builds. Plus your workshops, building your email list at the same time. Then phase 4, my membership, Wright mode, which is my favorite place on the internet. And I have to be really clear about something. I didn't start here, and I do not recommend you starting with a membership. If you're thinking about launching a membership right now and you haven't done phase 1 through 3, you are going to end up quitting that in 6 months. I can guarantee that. Membership only works when people already trust you, when they've seen what you teach, they know what you're like, and you have an audience, because that is a volume and a numbers game. If you have 5 people at $50 a month, that's like $250 a month. Guess what? The work for 5 people is the same as the work for 50 people. And that is not going to pay you well. If you can get paid consulting gigs for thousands of dollars, start there. Do not start a membership until you have an audience. You'll get a handful of signups. If you don't and the energy fizzles, it's taking a lot of work for you and you're not getting paid well for it. So the sequence is that free workshops or even low cost, then drive them into consulting. Then you are creating content alongside this the whole time. And then only when you have an audience will you start to launch a membership. Wright Mode exists because I had already proven the concept. I'd run the workshops, I'd done the consulting, I built an audience of 60,000 people who followed what I was building. And then people kept asking me for the membership, like, can I keep learning from you? And the membership was the answer to a question that my audience was already asking me. And now the membership combined with consulting and speaking is how one person with no team hits multi 6 figures, and I'm on my way to my $1 million year. So that's when you launch a membership, not before. So here's the path again. Phase 1, free workshops, build trust, get proof, find your people, build your email list. Phase 2 is consulting, so turn what you know into income, one client at a time. And phase 3 is your content. And this runs concurrently the whole time. Build in public, share everything, copy viral creators, copy my viral posts. And phase 4 is your membership or product. Only once the trust and the audience are there to hold it. And that is scalable. Consulting isn't scalable. This, I want to be clear too, isn't a get rich quick thing, but it is a get paid for what you already know thing and get paid very well. Businesses are desperate for AI right now. So if you know Claude, if you know ChatGPT, you are sitting on something very real that you can get paid very well. And if you want to stop figuring out this alone, then and actually build it with women who are doing the same thing, I want to invite you to come join Wright Mode membership. It's my AI implementation community for women founders. If you want to take the same path as me, guess what? It's all laid out in there so you can do what I have done. There's support, co-work, and Q&A calls twice a month, a Build with Brooke session. I bring in guest teachers for masterclasses. This isn't a course you buy and forget. The link drop in the show notes and come and find me in there. And if this helped you, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.